Starting a live video and you're just going to shoot me. Okay, am I on, do you think?
Yeah, I think you're on.
Great, I'm back. So we're having some technical difficulties. And you know what's so funny? We're sitting here in a room with 700 computers. So now we're back to the BlackBerry. Paul, I'm sorry, how many Apple things do you have here? Just saying. Just saying. So just someone say hallelujah that you can hear me. That's all I need is one quick yay, I can hear you. What? Paul just smacked his head. I'm not sure why.
Princey said there's no sound.
Still? That's impossible. Turn up the sound here. Let's see. It's on.
It's all good. Craig said it's all good.
Craig knows. Bless you, Craig. You're always saving my bacon. Okay, Craig, what did you think of Skate Canada and Regina? That's what I want to know. I thought it was a pretty good competition. I was astounded at Shoma Uno's speed. The way that he gets in the air in those jumps is just remarkable. Then to see Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer live with that free dance, terrific. And then to be able to see it back to back with Gabriela Papadakis and Guillaume Cizeron this coming week in France, I am blown away to think of the competition that's going to ensue. But you guys already know my early pick for Olympic champions, Virtue and Moyer for sure. I also want to say hats off to Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Poget. After only 2 weeks of training, their Je Suis Malade program is sensational. They said they did a rework with it with Shaylin Bourne, and I think that program is just beautiful. It gave me goosebumps. So, ladies, Caitlin Osmond, oh yeah. Short program, yes. A couple of little wiggles in the free. That black swan, honestly, I want to go out and get a pair of toe shoes. I'll probably break something if I do, so it's probably best that I don't. But at the very least, if you saw our Facebook Live, you know that what I love is that little hairpiece. That's what I really want. So, Paul, does anybody want to talk about anything to do with Regina? And my earrings?
Not yet. Everyone is just letting us know that the sound is, everything seems to be working.
Great. Great. So who liked what in Regina? Come on, Craig, you've always got great opinions. Peggy, are you back? That's what I want to know. Danielle, subject of one of my podcasts, you're going to be there for sure. So tell me what you think.
Well, how did you feel being in the building?
You know what? It's always fun for me to be at a live event. First of all, I get a chance to see skating fans. Secondly, this was a really special trip because my newbie skating cousin, my cousins, newbies to skating, they got a chance to see all of this live skating and they were just completely blown away. So much so that they had a list of questions that they texted to themselves during the event so that when we were on our way home, they could ask me all these questions. Everything from why is it that a skater like, let's take Vanessa James, who is with, Cyprus and James, who represent France. She's originally from Scarborough, Ontario, and then skated for a while for Great Britain, and now is with France, and just is gorgeous, beautiful skater. Those guys have improved so much. So they wanted to know how you could be several different nationalities and how did that work and going to the Olympics. And then when we saw Lubov Ilisheshkina and Dylan Moskovich, Lubov, of course, just recently got her Canadian citizenship. So that's one less obstacle on the way to the Olympic Games.
Nomi?
Yeah, Noemi.
Arsenal?
How are you?
She
Bonjour.
said, how you got H&B earrings?
Hilberg and Berg.
Yes.
Sort of. There, so you could see them better. See how sparkly they are? Trust me.
So Craig did mention generally programs now are very sort of raw, but of course you get to the debate about peaking too soon in an Olympic year.
Well, you know, it was really interesting to talk to, I was talking to Kurt Browning actually before I went to Skate Canada, and we were talking about the number of programs that people do. And in fact, if you take a look, you'll see that 100 Days Out is today from the Olympic Games, and I have a feature that's posted on CBC Sports that talks about 100 Days Out. And when I was talking about this piece to get quotes from different people, Kurt Browning said that it's really interesting to see how many run-throughs that skaters do, and Carol Lane talked about the fact that you have to, in her world, so with working with Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier, they take the training in 4-week chunks. So they try and figure out when to be at their optimal condition to do with competition, let's say, or aiming towards a big event. So during the Grand Prix season, they're building everything around hitting their peak at the Grand Prix event. So the idea for competition is that you hit several different peaks along the way, and that's what's really important. So.
Christine loves Skate Canada.
Hey, Christine. I know, wasn't it wonderful? What was your favorite moment? I want to hear about it. I also want to know what you guys thought of the Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer free dance. That Moulin Rouge, oh my goodness. I didn't think that they were going to be able to match anything artistically that would come close to Carmen, which, as I've said maybe, I don't know, about 1,000 times, is my favorite Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer program. But this is unbelievable. Loved it. Loved it.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite moment of the weekend?
You know what? It was really, since I go to these events on my own, it's nothing to do with what on the ice. It was the fact that my family was there. So, Auntie Margaret and Uncle Don, Patricia, Rhonda, Clara, and Bob. It was really fun for me to be at the rink and to know that I had family there and to be able to talk skating with people who were just interested in the sport, and they were there to sort of support the whole thing. So that was really a lot of fun for me, and to see Jamie and David.
So Christine loves Je suis malade.
Yeah, me too, which is Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Pogier. I'm telling you, it just gave me goosebumps.
Aussie Skates said Tessa and Scott's SD and FD are both masterpieces. Must have been amazing to see live.
Yep, it was, Nick. You got to come to the Northern Hemisphere.
And Lucia said, "Hi PJ, do you have a favorite program for each discipline until now?"
Wow. Okay, so let me think. Okay.
And just to jump in, Craig also said, "My little brother from Regina enjoyed his first gala in live skating." So does everybody's relatives live in, everyone's from Regina?
Pretty much. Craig's from Calgary, I think. Right, Craig?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Okay, so favorite programs so far. Let's see.
While you're thinking, I'll jump in with Ryan Stevens.
Ryan! Everybody go read the Skate Guard blog.
Thought Tessa and Scott and Caitlin and Andrew were marvelous. Megan and Eric's free skating was amazing.
Wonderful.
Really nice to see them nail down such a great free skate. I had a feeling they were going to.
Do you know what? I should have been talking to you, Ryan, because I thought that I knew they were going to be like second at the worst. But I really felt that this program, probably that they were going to need a little bit more time under their belt to get it looking the way that they wanted to. They've moved some elements around apparently and done some tweaking. So that was just very, very recently. So I loved the fact that I was dead wrong on my prediction for the pairs event. So congratulations to Megan, to Hamill and Eric Radford. But I've always said this is a team that has a work ethic that is second to none, and they will do whatever it is that they need to do in order to give themselves their best possible chance. So congratulations to them.
Yes, Craig is from Calgary.
I knew it.
And Aussie Skate said they're planning to attend the Grand Prix final next year in Vancouver.
Yes, that just
and
got
maybe
announced.
Montreal.
For Autumn Classic?
For in 2020.
For 2020 for Worlds. You better, and I'll even buy the drinks. Well, Paul will, but that's okay. That's okay.
Aussie Skates also said that the big discovery this week was Nick Nadeau's Elvis
Yep.
Free Skate.
Yeah, that program was from last year, and I love to see the fact that it's still there. I think that he does a great job of expressing that music. So I'm trying to think, okay, I got to tell you, Caitlin Osmond's Black Swan, honestly, I was completely mesmerized. Somebody asked me about my favorite program so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come back to the surface, because I don't remember who asked me that, but that's okay. But Caitlin Osmond's Black Swan, I think, is just a masterpiece. Of course, I love her short program too. Lance Vipond, if you're out there, hey! The free program was put together by Jeffrey Buttle, and I just think that it's beautiful. I love that Seimei program from Yuzuru Hanyu. I just love that program. He hasn't skated it to its potential again yet, but I just think that the structure is wonderful. Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer's Moulin Rouge, I am all in. And then who am I missing? Paris? Megan and Eric. Megan and Eric from Skate Canada. Fantastic. So those are my favorite programs so far. What about you guys? I'm interested in hearing what you guys think.
Aussie Skates also said that they're glad to see Caitlin go back to her short program.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? She had a short program from last year?
She had a short program that was going to be, let's say, I can't remember. But she's gone back to her program from last year, and it's beautiful. And she feels so comfortable. Darn it, she told me it's in the podcast live. No, Facebook Live that I did on the weekend with Caitlin. And by the way, I'm not confirming, but I'm just saying there are other bonus Facebook Lives that are in our future. We're just nailing down schedules. So stay tuned to @SkatingPJ, all skating, all the time.
We're basically coming to the halfway point of the Grand Prix, more or less, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you
So
think?
who needs to do what?
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. This Cup of China, first of all, competing in China, if you're in North America, is always a bit of a grind because it's so far away. And I don't know how they do it because I've been to China and Japan and Korea several times. That jet lag can catch up on you. But anyway, it's not for me to say. What I will say is I'm really looking forward to seeing Gabriela Papadakis and Guillaume Cizeron in competition. I think that they have certainly earned their stripes with 2 world titles and a world silver last year. So I'm very interested in seeing what they're going to put out this year in terms of material. I think that Wenjing Sui and Song Han, current world champions, the fact that they're going to be in China, I think that they have a real potential to going to the Olympic Games. And then in the ladies' event, I have momentarily forgotten who's going to be there. And the men, Javier Fernandez. All I'm going to say, performer extraordinaire, plus the technical ability, plus everything. By a country mile, I think it's Javier Fernandez is. 2-time world champion, 4 or 5-time European champion. I have to look it up in my head. Okay, that's me. What do you guys think? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Anybody else kind of thinking the same that I am about China? I think that also, who did I say? Oh, Javier Fernandez for sure. And then, which reminds me, we've got another podcast coming up with David Wilson. So you're going to want to listen in on that. We've got some great podcasts that are happening. And if you remember, we're doing 5 things of content every week during the Grand Prix season. So on Monday, it's Blog Monday or Blonde Day. Can I really say it that way, Paul?
Right.
Okay. Tuesday, podcast. Wednesday, Facebook Live. And then Thursday and Friday, videos either from my video vault or brand new and original videos. And I've got some cool ones coming up. So I think the Grand Prix season is off to a great start. So much fun to have been in Skate Canada. So much fun to have you guys along for the ride. And Paul, is there anything else I need to talk about, do you think?
Not right now. I mean, I think we've covered it.
Okay. Any last questions? I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to chime in. 10, 9, 8, 7. And all I can say is thank goodness for BlackBerry. Sorry, Apple. You lose again.
And people can keep asking you questions.
You can keep asking me questions, and I'm going to answer them online. And I just so appreciate the fact that we are all in my virtual living room together. So don't forget, there's skating coming up on the weekend on CBC Sports. Make sure you can tweet at me @SkatingPJ. Check out my blog, pjkwong.com, and you can look at snapshot from day 1 and day 2 from Skate Canada. And we'll see you here next week for our Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us.